Peace, 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 peace. Man, this a great one right here, boy. That might. Y'all bear with me. Y'all bear with me. I'm trying to get in a position where I can talk more as I do this, but yeah. Greetings to all, peace to all. This is a great topic, man. I don't know if it's gonna be part 3, part 10, but I just want to say this. Greetings to all, peace to all. I saw something today. I was given an article of clothing, right? Let's give an honest source, the creator, Most High, to make all these things possible. That on the tag, because it was like I said, article of clothing that was given to me. Article of clothing, a shirt, a sweater. You know where I'm getting at it. So basically, this on the tag, man. On the tag, it says, "Leave it better than you found it." Whoo! Y'all know where I'm going. Leave it better than you found it. How many of us have gotten into relationships, have experienced life where, and I know I can attest to this even with myself, even with people, because I'm not gonna always paint a picture like I'm perfect in any way. But when I say leave it better than you found it, I immediately go back to my experiences, childhood and so forth. And some of us, and this is where we're growing because we're healing, we're acknowledging shit, we're taking accountability. How many of us can say our mother, our father, our environments, when they found us, did they leave us better? You know that quote when it says leave it better than when you found it. It really hit me, because when I reflect on these situations like this, I even ask myself, have I departed or have I left people better than I found them? Can I even say that for myself? Like when it comes to my relationship with myself, am I better than when I found myself a year or two ago? And this is deep. Follow me here now. Or just, every time I come past a tree like this, I just get so distracted. But I love it. But anywho, lately, in the midst of your storm or wherever you are, can you say, in whether you're bettering yourself or trying to change, have you truly, where you left the old version of you, did you leave it better than when you found that old version of yourself? Whew. This is a good one, I told y'all. And again, it's like when I reflect on even the self-sabotaging behavior, certain things where I'm much better for myself, I can honestly say that when I say emotionally, mentally, and even where I'm at, I'm much better than where I would say I left myself years ago. I'm much better. I'm in a much better space, mentally, emotionally, and so forth. Now, how could I break this down in like some type of narrative or some type of something? Like, how could I say, how could I word this? How could I word this? Going back to what I was saying, like how many of us can say that in previous relationships or even with our mothers and fathers or from our childhood, did they really leave us better than when they found us? And then whatever we're trying to look for or trying to find, what they did not leave. No, whatever we're trying to find to better ourselves, and let's say if it's connected to some type of trauma or whatever, I'm trying to connect the dots to where it's the very thing we're looking or trying to find or feel that we found, whether externally or still seeking externally, is it that very thing that them as caregivers or parents haven't found themselves, within themselves? Because how could they give us better? How could they leave us better than when they found us if they haven't found what was better for them, if that makes sense, within themselves? So I'm trying to get these pieces together to where, how could they, when they found us, if they haven't ever found who they are, how could they give us and offer that? Only but to leave us worse than when they found us. Meaning that even when you look at a country, how can they leave us better off than where they found us if they still deny the roots, or still deny the fact of, if you don't see that a people or who they are better where they were? Or how could they become much better if there's this idea of this displacement, or you giving off this illusion like, well, we found you here and we brought you somewhere else, when truthfully there's no proof of a lot of these things. Y'all know where I'm getting into when it comes to these ships or whatever, all this stuff and blah blah blah. If we're given this narrative, again, this follows what I'm saying, speaking about leave it better than when you found it. I know a lot of people can relate to that on all levels. How can we be better if we don't have anything encouraging us to believe from where we were found? Or when you look at the word found or foundation, founded upon, if individually or us as a people or just anyone doesn't believe that they came from something great, then you're given this narrative that basically where you come from is worse, and it only can get worse. So if I'm telling myself, well, how can I be better or leave it better than when I found it, if I don't truly believe from wherever I was founded, indigenous to, or whatever it was founded upon, if there isn't something from that foundation, mentally, emotionally, physically, that my belief system there's not something instilled in me that something better is coming from it, then I can see why, you see where I'm going? I can see why people with survival mentality cannot believe beyond their environments or their circumstances that they can leave it better than when they were founded or birthed in that said region or area. Follow me. See what I'm saying? Not even follow me. Listen. I'm trying to give you the pieces to where a lot of us, again, when you're talking about abandonment issues, abandonment wounds, emotionally and so forth, that we have to face and we have to reparent ourselves through these things, how we have had people leave us where we were founded in a worse situation. And depending on if that person is mentally strong or know how to counter those thoughts, those self-doubt and so forth, they won't believe that their situation can be better. Or they'll just stay in the worst mindset, the worst outcome, not the better. And this is where the trajectory of things are changing, where people, the higher awareness or consciousness and so forth, where people are not realizing or now coming into that awareness that, well, even if they did leave me or they did depart or abandon me, I still have the opportunity to leave it better than where I was founded upon. And that comes with responsibility. So again, that whole quote in itself touched my heart, because I'm like, leave it better than when you found it. You know how many some of us in certain demographics, again, have not came, or we were taught that we came from the worst, so we keep that mentality or have kept that mentality for generations. But the truth is, it always gets better. It's a choice to make it better. But again, it's the internalized foundation. Again, when I look at the word, leave it better than when you found it. Found for me sounds, again, it's a root word for foundation. So again, looking at our foundations, internalized foundations, externalized foundations, looking at the circumstances, the foundations that we were given or founded upon, there's been this narrative that this is all there is. This is all you'll ever come from. This is all there will be. And that has always been debunked, disputed, can be disputed. And then for a lot of us, depending on who we are, there's not a lot of proof when you have looked at who has so-called reigned for the last couple of 100 years, or even being in certain demographics where most people don't have access to museums, to said areas where they can travel and learn more about their ancestry or who they are, then the proof that there is something seems out of the grasp of a lot of people, because financially, mentally, again, the energy has been so geared towards how can I say this? Geared towards the worst possible outcome. But what if I told you that when you focus on your internal foundation, that all can change? This is the coming and already the birthing of a new age. You are the foundation. And you will leave it better than how you found it. We will leave it better than how we found it. And it's just like going into an abandoned home, and in that abandoned home is everything ancestrally, generationally that was not picked apart. Just like this right here. You seeing all this junk, stuff like that. And you will never know what's behind it until you actually look into it. So things like that, to where it's wild how I'm talking about this shit and it's just appearing, or it's just like right before my path. But again, an abandoned home, and then someone has to go in there and declutter. Like, you would never know. The foundation may be a brick, but you would never know the junk or the things ancestrally, emotionally, mentally, spiritually that's in there that was never faced, or that was kept from you. And it's not always in a good or bad sense. It's more so in things that, that was carried along for so long, and now that we're facing it, it seems very challenging. It can seem very very painful for some. There's a lot of resistance. There's a lot of emotional turmoil, but there's always a brighter side to everything. And so we have the opportunity to leave it better than where we found it. And again, that's why I look at that quote, leave it better than when you found it. A lot of us didn't come from certain recent connections, whether it's relationships, whether it's our demographics, whether it's our mothers and fathers, basically generations where we were even taught a mindset as such. So for me, that really stuck out a lot to where I was like, wow, I can leave it better than when I found it. And that's even with myself. I have the opportunity to leave it better than when I found it. And that starts with me. No one else is going to do it. And it even starts not just with me, but also with myself. Because if we're talking about decluttering things, we're talking about a foundation, we're also speaking about the fact of things that we have to also go within ourselves, face, that our mother and father didn't, that our family dysfunctional, or realizing how much they are unhealthy for us. And what that does, it allows you to leave things better than when you found it, because you found things that you didn't even know was gonna be there. You found things that you didn't even realize, like, well, why am I responsible for this? So as a generational cycle breaker, or as a generational curse breaker, this gives you an opportunity to leave it better than when you found it. Not only with yourself, but for everyone else. So stay right there. So with that, again, we have the opportunity now to do this, something different, but it starts inwardly. But we have been so focused externally to focus on, again, the worst possible outcome. But I challenge you to whatever's happening in life to focus on the best outcome every day, in your mind, in your mind's eye, in your spirit, in your soul. Hey, baby. And again, even wherever you are right now, you have the opportunity to leave it better than when you found it. That wasn't something that was embedded in my life and who I was, because again, depending on what type of traumatic experience you're coming from, you're literally taught to create, or if you're not recognizing the trauma or the self-sabotaging behavior, naturally, unconsciously, you're going to leave it worse, just like you've always been taught or seen. Because you've seen consistency, the worst possible outcome. So your experience is not going to leave it better than when you found it. It's going to be a mindset of leaving it worse than when you found it. I got it. Go ahead, Lulu. So that's the beauty of all of this. It's like having an opportunity now, when you choose to change the cycle, is that you can leave it better than when you found it. And that's your choice first. You don't leave that up to anyone else. And so much of our focus has been on being so emotionally invested on how and what people left us. Whether that's an inheritance, whether that's something that we felt we should have had due to emotional abuse or abandonment or neglect. You have the opportunity still to leave it better than when you found it. So this is my part one. You take care of yourself. Peace and blessings. Shalom.